Hey everyone, this is Mac Media Presents here with yet another video game review. This time we're doing Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, developed by Insomniac Games. I'll start out with so I'm going to quickly start out with the story, then I'm going to do the gameplay, the voice acting, sound, visuals, and then just a wrap up. Okay? So, start out with the story. So, at the point of the story where we start out, Peter Parker is 23 years old. He's been Spider Man for the best part of 8 years, and he is finally getting ready to take down his long standing enemy, the Kingpin, aka Wilson Fisk. So, he basically heads out to take down Kingpin. That might be a mild spoiler, but I mean, it was in the trailers, so I think we're pretty cool there. And basically, Spider Man thinks now that Kingpin is out of the way, things are going to go back to normal. However, unfortunately, a new group called the Demons basically start to take over Fisk's territory, plan a giant terrorist plot involving a special chemical called Devil's Breath, and form the Sinister Six, made out of Spidey's rogue gallery from the past 8 years. That's all I'm going to say on the story, but I will say that this is a Spider-Man story. This is one of the best Spider-Man stories I've experienced in any medium, probably since Spider-Man 2 came out. That's like the film Spider-Man 2, not the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2. Um, I feel it captures every element. It captures the troubling side of Peter Parker's life, while it also captures the crime fighting life of Spider-Man, and it does it in such a nice, unique way that it kind of makes you feel good to be playing as the hero. Um, I feel that the ending was phenomenal. I'm not saying anything. I will just say though that it has a very emotional ending that really tugged at the heartstrings to me and had me clapping at the end of the game. I will say the whole third act of the game is phenomenal. It's probably the best third act I've ever played in a game this year, and it's probably the best third act I've played in a superhero game in a very long time. So gameplay wise, Spider-Man borrows very heavily from the Arkham games. It Spider-Man in this game has obviously a wide variety of gadgets that he can use. Best ones being the trip mine and the web bomb, mainly because they're best at taking out enemies very, very quickly. You can obviously do your missions stealthily, like in the Arkham games, but I feel like the best part about Spider-Man is it really captures the whole idea of Spider-Man's fastness, his fluidity, and it does it at such a quick pace that you kind of your eyes are always busy because you're always trying to watch where each different thing is happening. Um, there was challenges which were done by a certain villain in the Marvel universe, and I feel that one was done really well. Obviously, you had a bomb challenge which involves getting rid of bombs across New York. There's a drone challenge which is basically a race through the checkpoints type mode. There's obviously your combat challenges which require you to beat the shit out of bad guys, and your stealth missions which require you to be very quiet and not get detected. Um, I've just realised I was recording all this and my mic was up. So it might be a little bit quiet to start with. So, obviously there's swinging through the city, which is really, really fun. There's nothing better than it. I like the fact they put in air tricks, references, all sorts of different things like that. Um, the collectibles are really fun. I like the collectibles being Peter Parker's backpacks, so you can find cool little mementos from his 8 years of crime fighting. There is also the inclusion of suit tokens, which allow you to buy new suits. Uh, some really good ones being a vintage comic book one, which I will say is one of my favourites. I mean, obviously, my favourite is the White Spider, but I will say that the comic book one is amazing, especially since the power is quips, so he basically insults the villains, which is really funny. Um, there's obviously research stations, so you can test out your agility, And there's just a lot of really cool aspects to the gameplay. The street crimes can be a bit repetitive, which got a little bit annoying towards the end of the grind, towards the Platinum Trophy. The certain villains, I'm not going to say who, but they do come in the final act of the game. They are just really, really annoying. There was plenty of times I nearly, attacked my controller because of them. And the final thing I will mention in terms of gameplay is the glitches. There is a lot of really, really bad glitches in this game. Unfortunately, really sad I have to report that. Oh, and I forgot one more thing. Also the villains. I feel the villains... There was a lack of villains, which I really was disappointed at. You know, I was expecting maybe Mysterio to be there, because I feel Mysterio's time should be coming to shine, especially with Jake Gyllenhaal being cast in the latest movie. Unfortunately, there's no Mysterio, so just saying that to help you guys avoid any disappointment. Same goes for Sandman and the Lizard. So, was a bit sad about that. I mean, there is some good villains in here, especially some big ones. Not going to say, but yeah, the villain count is disappointing, and I feel it would have been better if you could use different skills to take out the villains, like the Arkham games did. But unfortunately, it's pretty much just punch them in the face till they fall down. So voice acting, Yuri Lowenthal, standout performance in this game as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Basically, this is the performance of his career. He did a phenomenal job. He really captured the character perfectly. And honest to God, Yuri Lowenthal, if you are listening to this, you have just cemented the reason why I love you as a voice actor. Spider-Man is my favourite character, and Yuri Lowenthal just brought him to life the exact way that Spider-Man should be brought to life. There's some other very notable performances in this game. Those main ones being Laura Bailey as Mary Jane Watson, Naji Jeter as Miles Morales, who does a really, really good performance. Really made me love Miles. Tara Platt, who voices Yuri Watanabe. I think I got that right. I might have spelled that wrong. And William Salyers, who plays... Well, let's just say he plays a certain character who may or may not have been leaked before the game released. Maybe a certain hero or villain or someone. I'm not going to say anything else, but he was up there with Yuri Lowenthal as one of the best performances in the game. In fact, he was just behind Yuri Lowenthal for me. He did such a remarkable job, and Mr. Salyers, if you're listening to this, you did a phenomenal job as well, and I really do give you a round of applause. A lot of heart and emotion there. I love the opening song. The opening song had really good choice. In case anyone's wondering what it is, it's called Alive by the Wobbly Jets. Visuals looked stunning. I played this game on PlayStation 4 Pro, and this game was built for 4K. This game was built for the Pro. Just swinging around New York City and seeing every attention to detail. I mean, my friend who runs the channel It's a Kate Thing, be sure to check that out and subscribe to it if you haven't already. She said she actually walked from Central Park to a hotel where she stayed in New York, and it was completely accurate to New York. It was like the exact way there. And I think just that attention to detail is just phenomenal. So overall, going to wrap this up. It's probably going to end about the 10-minute mark. Replay value is really good. Obviously, there's glitches and stuff like that, which bring it down, unfortunately. But I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. It would have got 10 out of 10 if it weren't for the glitches. Well done, Insomniac. Very, very good first attempt. Can't wait to play the DLC, see what you've got in store. Hopefully you'll continue, and just while I'm at it, maybe do a sequel to Sunset Overdrive. And overall, I just want to say you really captured the character. You have a very firm understanding of the character, and I love you for that, so thank you. And that's it, guys. If you loved my review of Marvel's Spider-Man, be sure to like the video. Be Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified. In addition to that as well, be sure to check out my unboxing video, which I will link here. And until next time, guys, see you around.